We on. What's going on, everybody? We're just gonna jump right in like it's a hot summer day and there's a fresh pool just waiting to get jumped in. Welcome, guys. Welcome, everybody, to T&T-TFP. I gotta look at it because there's a bunch of letters. CO-lab. It's been a while since we have been together, but ladies and gentlemen, everything is good to go. Timothy, Taylorean, how are y'all doing? What's going on in your lives? What brings y'all here back again? Catch us up, man.
Man, I've been good, man. Just taking life one day at a time. Just trying to find my place in the world. You know what I mean? Just trying to, just kind of grow and learn every day, and you know what I mean. Just we've been up to a lot though, like trips and a lot of transitioning.
Yeah.
And I think with that, you just gotta know how to intertwine everything and find time to rest. So I don't know, just working, traveling.
You working on the weekends?
Nah,
I'm joking.
Thank God.
We ain't doing that.
Nah.
I don't know what that's like anymore.
Yeah, I've done that. That ain't fun.
I was listening to a song. I think it was Drake's, right? Working on the weekend. It was a bar. Am I right or wrong? Is it not ringing a bell?
Working on the weekend?
I don't think I've listened to that. Listen, Drake is hit or miss for me at this point.
Yeah.
So I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even think I've heard. I probably have, but it was forgettable, obviously, because I don't know.
Teddy, catch us up. What's going on, my man? How you doing? I've missed y'all. I'm glad that we're back on the mics, and I can't wait to just to experience what's going to happen today. How you doing, man? What's going on in your life?
I'm good, man. I'm healthy. I'm blessed. I'm here. I'm alive. Thankful. I'm happy to be here with my brothers again. And just a lot of the same with Taylorean. Just living life. New experiences. I feel like I have gained a lot of wisdom in the past 2 to 3 months. I've seen a lot of different things. Been to places that I've never been to. I've been out of the country within the past 2.5 months. So a lot of different changes, transitions, just trying to kind of acclimate myself to all these different things that are going on in life right now, because a lot is happening, and I feel like what is time anymore? Like, I don't even know what time is. Sometimes, like, I'll be at home with my wife and I'm just asking, like, what day is it? I'll be forgetting, like, what day it is. You know what I'm saying? Because so much stuff is going on. Information is coming all the time. Things are happening we were just talking about this in the car. Things are happening every day, all the time. Things are happening right now as we're speaking. So I'm healthy, man. I'm good. I'm glad to be back.
So a lot has happened since our last time that we were together in the hip-hop news, in the world, just all kinds of things. And so, guys, what you're watching today, we're just going to catch up, and hopefully we can offer some perspective, something that entertains you and makes you laugh. I'm going to throw something out. I want you to throw something out, okay? And Timothy, you throw something out, and then together we're going to pick what we're going to discuss, okay? So I'm going to start with the exhibition at the Brooklyn Museum for Jay-Z, okay? That's mine.
Yeah.
The Book of Hove.
I think when I'm thinking about that, I'm thinking about something I could talk about is like how capitalism doesn't care about your feelings. And I don't know, I think that's just a really big thing we need to talk about for sure. Just money, and how it just don't care about your feelings. Especially when it comes to podcasting, when it comes to hip hop, when it comes to music, they don't care. You know what I mean? So I think that's something I can definitely get into today for sure.
All right, Timothy.
I kind of want to these are y'all my brothers. I want to catch up, man.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what we've been doing for the past 2 months. We've been to Bali. We done tried all this good food. We done
much good food.
We done so many beautiful things in life.
Yeah.
So we could start wherever y'all want to start. It don't matter to me.
Okay, for me, I want to talk about that.
Okay.
What about you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm here.
And
for
then obviously you're voting for yourself.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your trips. Talk about why you've ended up where you ended up. Talking to me about some of the food that y'all have ate and some of the lessons that come from what y'all have done lately. Whoever wants to go.
You want to jump in on that one?
I mean, it was so me and Taylorean in April. It was what, like April,
like April 20th.
April 20th.
Yeah. To like the 30th.
April 20th to like the April 21st to about April the 30th.
Yeah,
I want to give a shout out to Nezi Mamadou.
We love you so much.
We went to Bali in Thailand.
Yeah.
We were gone for a total of 9 days. That was my first time out of the country, and that was because of Nezi. Nezi was having a celebration because she did sign to a major label, so I want to shout out to her.
Yes.
And that couldn't have been possible without her. But man, that was a life-changing experience, yo. Because I've never, like I said, I've never been out of the country before. He has. He's been out of the country a few times. He's been everywhere.
I've not been everywhere.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not on his level yet. So this
been to a couple places.
This was the first for a lot for me. It was my first time out of the country. It was my first time being on a plane for longer than 6 hours. It was my first time getting in the ocean. It was my first time eating a lot of the different seafoods that I had. Like, I think I had like what was it, like not clams,
oysters.
Oysters. Yeah, there you go. I never tried oysters before.
Have you ever had duck before?
We tried it in Bali.
No, I said like you
before
had,
that.
Yeah,
no.
Before that.
Before that,
I had duck before that, but I hadn't had it like that. Before.
Like that, yeah.
Like duck over rice.
That's another thing. There was a lot of different types of food. Like the things that they were making was just.
So Tim, you say there was a lot of first here, and how was that for you to experience something for the first time? But to me, that's like I never want that to go away in my life. Like I always want to have the first for something at every point in my life, because that's a representation of us continuing to grow, continuing to meet new people. What were your feelings when you was it hitting you and saying, dude, this is my first time, like I don't understand it, but I'm trying it. What was in your mind during all these new experiences?
If you want me to be honest with you, man, for me, it was me stepping out of my comfort zone. You know, this was the first time also that I was on a trip with a group of people for several days. I've never done that before either. So if you know me, I'm introverted. I like to be at home. I like to be at home with my wife. Like, we like to hang out together, and I'll go out and do things, but I am introverted and I am a homebody. I like to be at home. Yeah. I like to be in comfort. So the whole time I was there, man, like I was just like, you know what? You're not going to be able to like really experience and take everything in if you're just, you know, not being, you know, you're just being too comfortable. You know, you have to be willing to do things. You have to be willing to kind of step out of that comfort zone and do things that you never saw yourself doing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And like, we even played the first night there, we played this
murder mystery game.
It was a 20s murder mystery game where we all had like a different character, and we had to kind of follow the personality traits of that character. And that was something that, you know, I had like a French accent. I had to dress up and stuff. I don't know nothing about none of that, but
so it wasn't a board game. Y'all were living it.
We were yes, we were acting out these characters, and it was a total of how many of us? It was like 10 of us.
9 or 10
of us. Yeah. So all of us had like a different character, and Nezi, she is so talented. She is so talented. So that required me to step out of my comfort zone. Whenever we got on the boats, whenever we were in the ocean, so let me just tell y'all right now, if I can't see the bottom, I don't want to get in. I have a fear of deep water, like a real fear of deep. I have bad anxiety. It's if I can't see the bottom, I ain't getting in. So where we were, it was, you could see the bottom, but it was still very, very, very deep. I'm talking like,
it looked dark.
I'm talking like 50 feet.
The water off top looks dark.
It might as well be gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Until you got in the water.
It was ridiculous. But no, just to answer, because I know I'm being long-winded right now. Just to answer your question, it was a life-changing experience for me, because I have struggled in the past with just being more open about things, and it definitely kind of showed me that, you know, if you want to be able to experience things and appreciate life as it is, you should, you have to be willing to, open up to things and do things. Now, I'm never ever jumping out of a plane. I ain't never doing that. I'm never skydiving. That's never happened. So I commend you and salute to you for that, my G, because I ain't never doing that.
Yeah. Okay, but Taylorean, hang tight, because you mentioned Nezi a few times. and she's an artist. She got signed. This was a celebration. What can you share about that? Who is she? What kind of music, or what does she do? I'm curious because this is a great. Okay, I'm just guessing that like the day LeBron got signed, you know, he called his boys up and he said, "Guys, we're going, blah blah blah," and they did their thing. Like it's. Is that what happened? And give us any details that you can.
Yeah, I almost feel like you can break that down. Like,
she Nezi Mamadou, she is a rapper, MC from Nigeria.
Yeah.
Dallas artist. She's been out here for a long time now. She's not just a rapper, so I don't want to box her in. She does everything. Yeah. She paints,
culinary arts.
She can cook. She raps. She sings. She does everything. Nice. And you know, she actually was working with my wife, and that's actually how we met her. They worked at the same place. And yeah, it was just a celebration trip. You know what I'm saying? It was just a kudos celebration. Like, congratulations to you. Like, all of your hard work is finally paying off. Like, she definitely deserves this. Like, 100%. She's put in the work. She's talented. She can do it all. So, it was really just a celebration trip.
So how do you feel knowing her, meeting her as, I'm not saying she was starting, but before she got signed, before she got popular, like, how does that sit with you, man, as far as like motivation and confidence? What does that do for you?
It's inspiring. It's inspiring to see. It's inspiring to see because, you know, we've been away from podcasting for a long time, but every time I listen to Nezi, every time I think about, you know, everything that's happened to her in the past, you know, 6 months, like it really inspires me to want to get up and you know, go out and get it. You know what I'm saying?
When it's go time, it's go time.
Man, it's go time. It's go time.
I tell her every time, I'm like, every time you drop a song or do a freestyle, I'm inspired every time. Yeah. Like when me and Tim be talking to her or whatever, I'm like, every time you drop something. Yeah. Like I think that's the biggest thing for me. Like between that gap of time of when I met her all the way up into like her son, I'm just like, because even before I met her, like, and I was just listening to the music, I'm like, she's going far with this, like. And
Tim, do you have your phone? Do you have a bar from her that you can while Taylorean's talking, cue it up and then go like this? Say, Sam, I got it, and I just want you to play it on here. And how you're gonna play it is, she's an artist. Her journey has been amazing. Y'all have got to see it, and I just want people to kind of get a taste of what she sounds like. And hopefully, you know, the YouTube algorithm doesn't, you know, flag it because we're talking about it. You're supposed to say like an educational thing or some insights. And so since we were talking about her, I want to give people a connection of what she sounds like. So tell me when you're ready, and I'll let you play something. You look like you're ready.
Yeah, I got the song.
All right, put it right here, as close as you can. You know, the mic's on the bottom of the phone, and let's see if we can.
Conversations with Satan, cause him and God is all relation. I'm not impatient, I'm patiently waiting. My future is vacant, I'm pacing forsaken, cause black's my only occupation. I'm making quotes but no quota, so in my dreams I'm broke. My life here is a nightmare, so when I sleep I'm woke. My tongue is a weapon, the country I'm repping, the ground that I step in. I'm ruthless in the booth, this ain't a question. I'm reminiscent, my words is ammunition. My mouth can be a trigger, and this verse gon' have you missing. I'm the most high, so fly. Look at me get cross-eyed, saying I'm a gimmick but succeeded at where most tried. The prodigal.
Shout out to Nezi dropping those bars, bro.
She's a poet, bro. She's amazing.
Yeah, no,
like,
she's an incredible writer. Yeah. She does everything. Yeah. She does everything. So I want to shout out to her because that whole Bali trip would not have been possible without her. Salute to her. Congratulations to her. Everything that's coming to her, she is well deserving of it.
You know, a person can be so talented, right, and be like, yeah, man, I'm on it. Then you meet someone who's like hyper talented, and it can make you feel a certain way. Because I was like, I'm gonna cut this pod, man. We ain't got nothing to say. She said enough, man. Yeah. Anyways, thank you for sharing that. Shout out. Taylorean, you were on the trip. You got to experience this as well. Tell me some things that you learned on the way or something that stood out.
Man, I always think about what Malcolm X says when he says traveling like broadens your scope. And so I had been somewhat well traveled and like, you know, going to Dubai and stuff, not to, you know, get like hype it all up. But I'm just saying, like, I had traveled a little bit, but it was like, for her to invite me onto this trip, I was like, this is amazing, because who knows when I would go to Bali or whatever, like, but the trip wouldn't have been possible without her. And so for me, the experience was like beautiful, just celebrating her. Yeah. And I don't know, just giving me different perspective and seeing something new, because I always wanted to go to Bali. I always wanted to go to Thailand and different parts of Asia. And it was like, she helped make that possible. But it was even more beautiful because we was there to celebrate her. And I just love seeing people, I don't know, I just love seeing people win. And especially somebody that you know and they've been working so hard for something. It's just beautiful to see. But my experience was amazing. Like, I don't know if it's been the same as Tim's or whatever, but I don't know. I ain't gonna lie, Bali might have been the closest thing to like heaven that I've been to on earth so far.
Explain.
And when I say that, I just mean the people, the food, the ambiance, the trees, the everything. Like, you just, when you walk outside, you just kind of get this like zen, peaceful feeling.
It's a different kind of appreciation, you know, because over there, like, it's completely different. Like, I know that there's, like, poverty everywhere, but over there in Bali, it's everywhere is, like, impoverished. You know, it's, like, low income. They don't have, like, a lot of, like, super, like, big infrastructure like how we have over here. So coming back over here, like, it just makes me realize, like, dang, we're spoiled a little bit. We are very spoiled. And over there, like, you know, like how he was saying, just the nature and, you know, being outside. Like, I don't think where we were at, like the villa that we were staying at was like outside. It was outside, and like the whole time we were there, I was like, I kind of really don't want to be inside. I don't want to be inside, because look at where we are. So that was one thing that I brought back with me too, just an appreciation. It was I think it was a great first experience for me. For me, it was great.
And I mean, it was like he said, it was a lot of firsts. Like, it wasn't the first trip I've been on, but it was the first time being in Bali, first time experiencing like that nature outside overseas. Because in like Dubai or whatever, it's like, it's real hot, but it's like sand and kind of desert like. But like being in Bali, it was like trees and like all of this green. It was like, gave me like a different appreciation for nature, for the people in Indonesia. Like, they're just like the kindest people in the world. They're like very like they have like a serving spirit. Like, they love to serve. They love to make sure you're okay. And it was just, I don't know, it was just one of the most beautiful, amazing trips I've ever been on.
What did you learn about humanity? What did you learn about yourself experiencing this country? These people that live so different than us that it almost makes the American way seem silly sometimes when you travel to countries like this.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't want to come back. What I learned about humanity is like, they don't see color. They appreciate loving, good people, and I appreciated them, and I think they could feel the appreciation. So it gives them like more of a serving spirit, because people appreciate them from outside the country. It's like, y'all have different customs, different whatever than us, but we have a common ground in just being like loving, peaceful people. And so I think that was like one big thing that I learned, was the people in Indonesia, and they're just beautiful people. Like,
and I guess for both of y'all, what's something that y'all said, man, I need to change this because of this experience? You know, sometimes people, they're our mirror, and you're like, man, that's a good quality for a human, and I don't have it. Or did something like that stand out?
Yeah, kind of just like how you said, like how they were more so just like serving, you know, like it was more of like a respect thing, and just kind of their belief system over there was kind of, it was really just different for me. And, you know, it just makes me think, like, you know, coming back here, like, I feel like, let's just be honest, like a lot of people in America just are only for themselves. Like, let's just be completely honest. Like, people only worry about themselves, only care about themselves. And I just think that, I'm not going to say it's the wrong way to live, because there is no right or wrong way. But I do think that we need a little bit more love. Like, we can just sprinkle a little bit more love. And that's what I felt over there. I felt just love from everyone. Everyone was so welcoming and so nice and so accommodating. And I didn't feel, because, you know, I mean, I'm scared. Like, I don't know where we're going. We're on the other side of the country. I don't know what's about to happen. But there was not 1 second where, you know, when I got there, where I felt like, you know, I didn't feel unsafe. I didn't feel like, you know, something could happen. I didn't feel that at all. I felt like they took care of us.
Absolutely.
And they handled us with care. So shout out to Bali, man.
No, shout out
sure.
shout out to Nezzy, shout out to Bali. I feel like I learned to, like, I feel like I'm a person that knows how to serve, but I feel like that, having that experience made me want to do it even more. Like, I'm like, I don't feel like I serve enough. Like, I feel like I need to be a service of, like, have like a service for people. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. It just give you different perspective when you like travel. It just
wisdom. Yo. I don't have no gray hairs yet, but they're gonna be coming in. They're gonna be coming in just from the trip.
I just want to shout out to Nezzy and say, like, I love you, and we so appreciate you. It's
so
like
so much.
That experience wouldn't have been like possible without her, and like, I don't know. It just shows you how much like being tightly knitted with people that like love you, how they just want to see you win, and they want you to come along for the journey to see them win, and you just to be a part of it, and it's a beautiful experience. So I don't know. I think that was one of the most incredible experiences of my life,
for sure.
For sure. Like, it's on top of the list.
I'm gonna put a link to one of her albums in the description, so y'all send one that y'all think I should put on, so people can get introduced to her. And I'm gonna this is a short and sweet answer. Okay. So you get signed, okay? Each of us, we get signed. We get a big podcast deal, okay? Where you taking us? Where you taking us? Okay, all right, okay. So I'll go first. So if I get signed, okay, I'm gonna take y'all like to maybe New York, but experience it at another level. You know what I mean?
That would be dope.
Something like that. So there you go, guys. That's where we going if we make it to the top.
I'm here for it. Where
are you taking us?
Me, I'm
going back to Bali or what?
No. Maybe Bali, but I think where I would want us to all go is Africa. Like to Ghana.
Okay.
West Africa. So that's where my dad's from. Yeah. And I feel like just that culture.
Mine's boring then. Okay, I'll go ahead. I'm not going. We're not going to New York. I'll revise. We're going to Spain. I'm gonna take you.
Y'all have such great answers, because I was just gonna be like, I'm gonna take y'all to McDonald's. Get you a number. No, I'm just playing.
You can bigger size it, bro. I made it. You got it,
bro. You can get that Big Mac now, bro.
Can I get an extra size? No.
Go crazy.
Oh man. I don't know. I would want to take y'all to somewhere that I've never been. Like, I would want to go to Africa, but I've always wanted to go to like Japan, China, Singapore. So, because I'm really, really like infatuated with Asian culture and like anime and stuff like that. So like being in Bali and being there, like I felt like I was at home. And I've been in New York before, and when I was there, I felt like I was at home too. So I guess everywhere is my home. Texas, New York, and Bali. I'm from all three places.
I'm a citizen of the globe. I don't even claim America. Like,
you know what? I claim
it, but I'm a citizen of the world.
I like that. That's dope.
Planet Earth.
That's dope.
I mean? So that's how I feel.
No, I love
citizen
it, man.
of the planet.
Okay, so a while ago, Taylorean, you mentioned economics, and how you can separate business and finances. What was on your mind when you said that? And we're just going to get into it.
So I brought that topic up because shout out to all the different podcasts, but Gilly, big person in hip hop, has a podcast with Wallow. His son, $1 million worth of game. Shout out to Gilly and shout out to that podcast
and
condolences to them. So I brought that topic up because Gilly's son was killed in Philadelphia, and my thought process was like, that's like hard because it's like a loss in hip hop, and my thought process was
this recent?
This is recent.
This was like yesterday.
Like yesterday.
It was like yesterday.
It's like that recent. And so like my thought process was like, this you know, we be in hip hop, we talk about certain things. People like get killed and pretty much got killed in his own city, like Gilly's son, because Gilly's from Philadelphia, and it's like his son being killed in his city is like, that's rough. And my thought process was, because I was talking to Tim about a documentary.
Well, not to cut you off. Gilly, I just want to give some backstory. Gilly is a well-respected individual in Philly. He goes way back to major figures. He did a lot of stuff with Lil Wayne. $1 million worth of game. Yeah, so he's well and highly respected in Philly. So for them to kill his son in Philly is nuts to me. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, that was good. Because it's just like your son getting killed like in his own hometown, that's rough. And my thought process was, because I was talking to Tim about it, I was watching this like, I need to go back and watch the documentary, but Amy Winehouse documentary, there's a part where Mos Def says capitalism doesn't care about your feelings. And the part of that kind of struck a chord with me, like kind of just making it like going back into like Gilly and his son or whatever. I was thinking about how like his son got killed and he has a podcast, and Gilly and Wallow signed a deal. And I'd be thinking about like, how does one like cope or like fix that whole situation where you just lost a son, you signed like millions of dollars, like a deal that was worth millions of dollars, and you lost your son, and then you having to get back to work and you signed a deal with somebody. But I was watching the documentary of Amy Winehouse, and I guess he was saying capitalism doesn't care about your feelings because, you know, Amy Winehouse passed and all of these people was trying to get her to do stuff, even though Amy Winehouse was dealing with drugs and alcohol and all of that stuff. But it's
the same thing happened with Elvis.
Yeah. It's like
in his story.
Yeah, exactly. Right? So like, I always think about it like with Gilly's son getting killed. Like, how does a person like learn how to like how do they just jump back into doing podcasts if their son died but they signed this deal? And it's like, it's so like that's such a rough.
Is someone forcing them to get back on? Or
no, they not that I know of or am thinking, but it's like, how does he like? I'd be wondering like, if they're like, okay, we need you, you know, you got this many episodes you need to do by this time. Like, how do that person rush back to get those episodes done when they just lost a son? And that's that. And on my thought process, like where Mos Def on the Amy Winehouse documentary says capitalism doesn't care about your feelings. So it's like, how do you go about that? Like, that's rough.
Like, but Busta Rhymes got a Lifetime Achievement Award recently, and in that he spoke and he said, guys, we need to stop killing each other. Like, he put, and then this happens within a month or so. Okay, so there's obviously a problem. Now, I just wanted to point that out so that we're, like, everyone knows, we're aware there is a problem in the hip-hop culture. There's too many killings. Like, the lifespan is just, like, the rate is so high. But the question is, how do you get back into it when you go through something difficult?
That's pretty much my whole thing.
Tim, you want to jump in?
Do you think it's a thing where you have to be kind of conditioned and prepared for the type of industry that you're about to walk into? Because I feel like when you're in entertainment, it doesn't matter like what happens. Because even on a smaller scale, like when we were talking about the Keke Palmer thing, like I feel like I could never necessarily be in that, because I feel like when it's entertainment, like you're kind of like attached to it. Like you kind of have to continue, because if I lost my child, y'all are not going to get a podcast until I'm ready to get a podcast.
That's what I'm saying.
But when you sign a deal, you sign your name on a contract, you're kind of obligated. So I feel like in the entertainment industry, it's you know, there's no time for that. As bad as it sounds, I feel like it is true. Capitalism doesn't care about your feelings, because you have to make, you know, especially I think they do ads on their podcast, so it's a lot of marketing dollars and all that kind of stuff. And I don't even know how all that stuff works, but you know that when you are a brand and you work for a corporation, they don't necessarily care about what all the outside stuff is. Like we're putting these marketing dollars into you. You have to bring that back to us, and that's all that really matters. So it's an unfortunate situation. I don't know how Gilly is going to handle that, because I know Gilly is he's a real, you know what I'm saying. So I don't know how he's going to handle that, but
I was just wondering how would y'all handle that? That was my
man. Like I might be out of a deal, yo.
That's what I'm thinking.
I ain't gonna lie.
That's why I wanted to get perspective
that's
about
my
it, because
child.
That's what I'm saying. I wanted to get perspective on that, because I'm like, I don't know if I could keep just doing.
How old was his son?
Like in his early 20s, like
early
20,
20s.
like
he was
early,
super young,
like 21, 22.
Super young.
Like
super young.
It's like literally just crossing the legal to past the legal, but like the 21 and older. He's young, like.
Dude, that's a hard question, because one could act like, I had to get back on the grind. I got responsibility. And I mean, who knows what kind of dark cloud that I would get in. You know what I mean? Like, it could result in me stepping away. It could result, death just alone, when it happens within a family, a parent and child, like, usually it's followed up with, like, divorce, is financial strain. And that's not even someone famous with a big deal. That's someone with no deal and struggling with money. It still has this, like, the psychological effect on people. But if I was him, and I had a deal and I had this money on the table, I don't think that the money is my motivation, but I think the platform and the awareness that I could bring to what's happening, I think that would kind of encourage me to get back on. I wouldn't say that I would be myself. I definitely would be upset and maybe not the same, but I feel like he has this responsibility. And also, like, I wanted to throw this out there, see what y'all think. So when an individual's movements are responsible for so many other households, like financially, for a business to keep going, that's another set of responsibility that I don't understand. Like, if it's you for you and no one else suffers, it's different, man. And so I don't know. I think he's in a tough spot, because a lot of people probably depend on the pod to keep moving. And so and I'm not trying to be insensitive. This is just food for thought, guys. But when you sign, you realize you're signing that money, and it's not coming from one person. It's coming from multiple persons for an extended period of time, and you have to be responsible for your end of the deal. But, I mean, the death of a son or any family member, that changes everything.
Yeah.
You know what I think? I think that when you are in entertainment, you do have to have a high level of resiliency. And like you hear people say all the time that are in entertainment that I'm built for this, I was made for this. I am a firm believer that you have to be built for it. Now, you can never be built for losing a child. You can't be built for that. Like, that's not, I would never, I don't even want to know like what that kind of pain is. But at the same time, I think Gilly is somewhat, because what I don't want to happen is how I was saying that Gilly is well respected in Philly. He's someone who could press the button. He could press the button. He could find who did it, who was there, who was the one that put. He could do all that.
That's what I'd be thinking.
If he wanted to, he could take it. He could take it there. I would hope that he doesn't do that, but I don't know. I think for him, it's good because he has Wallow, and I know that Wallow is as experienced as he is, and Wallow, he's been to prison, been out, he's seen a lot of things, so I know that he'll have Wallow there for support. So whatever Gilly wants to do, I'm pretty sure Wallow is going to follow. So
I'm very inspired by their podcast, by the way. Like, I love them. Like, I've been following both of them individually, and
because their message is that they're trying to tell these young guys, like, they prophesized the Young Thug thing before it happened. They had Young Thug on the podcast, and they were like, yo, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're gonna and look at where he is now.
They be like, it's not worth it. Like, all of this stuff in the streets, and you got an opportunity to be like a rapper and just keep your nose clean and all of this. They like stay on that side of everything. So now I appreciate their podcast and condolences to Gilly.
I don't want to see them, you know, I don't think they're going to stop. I don't think they're going to stop the podcast, but I think that their podcast is super, super important, especially for the youth, because of the message that they're trying to get across to the youth and to young black kids. So condolences to Gilly, man. I can't imagine like what kind of pain that is, I don't, I just hope that he's able to keep his head right and, stay in a good place.
And I wrote down, like, money don't care about, and I wrote a heart, right? Money don't care about individuals. Like, business has to keep going. And I think that when you have a platform and you have a mic and millions of people are listening, it's also an opportunity, and people get past their grief in so many ways. And so he has a way to kind of release, inspire, and give life to people through his experience. And hopefully that, hopefully he does that. You never know. Everyone has a right to grieve how they want for as long as they want. And so, it makes me sad. Like, this has to stop. It just keeps happening in the same culture way too often.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is do y'all have another thought on that?
No, I just wanted to say, I wanted to just get y'all feelings. I don't know if I would, I don't know. I almost would feel kind of like what Mos Def said on the documentary, like how he was talking about none of this would really be happening. I guess if you're a person that's controlling the narrative of what's happening, it's like nothing would really be happening if it wasn't for me. I know you signed something. Like, I know that was a different type of situation. We was talking about Amy Winehouse, and the conversation is like capitalism doesn't care about your feelings. But I don't know. Like, I feel like it would take me a while to get back. Like, I would have to have a conversation about. I don't know. That's a tough one because I don't want to ever be in that position. So it's kind of hard to talk about. But like, I just know, like, if I just lost somebody, that would be a hard thing to, like, I don't know, just jump back into real fast.
One other thing too, and I'm sorry, I know you want to. I was gonna say, I think it's worse when it comes to hip hop because hip hop,
bro.
Hip hop is. I look at, you have the music industry, but you have the hip hop industry. To me, I look at it as something separate because I feel like the people that run it, they don't understand our culture. They don't know where we come from. They don't know our background. So they don't care when stuff like this happens. We talk about rappers dying all the time.
Yeah.
And how, like,
trauma, bro.
Like, you sign for all these millions of dollars, you get these advances, but you don't have, like, insurance and all that kind of stuff. Like, you don't have none of that. You just have these advances and all this money that you have to owe to all these people who don't care about our culture. So it's tougher whenever it's a situation like this because I feel like Gilly and Wallow, the neighborhoods that they come from, the people, because they signed with, I think they signed with Barstool, right? I think they signed like a $10 million deal with Barstool or something like that. I'm pretty sure they don't know anything about anything. You know what I'm saying? I don't know anything about Barstool, but I'm pretty sure they don't know anything about anything. Just to keep it honest. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I feel like it's unfortunate to say, but I do think that this is going to continue to be a problem within hip hop. I don't want it to be, but we were just talking about this in the car. Like, we have to want to change. Yeah. We have to want to change, man. Yeah. That's all I don't have nothing else to say.
Nah, I 100% agree. But nah, I just wanted to get y'all perspective on that. Like,
well, as far as like capitalism not caring about our feelings, I have a perspective that I want to throw out there and see what y'all think, okay? And so whenever, let's just say, the big business or whoever gets the deals and the records and all the anything, culture, hip hop, shoes, all that stuff, there's money to be made. There's deals to be made. The feelings, the things that guys go through, let's say in the past, in a sense, they're cashing in on it in the present. They're saying, I went through all these feelings. I went through everything before any deals existed. They went through what he went through without those deals. And then they come to the table and they're saying, I want those experiences that whatever it made you, however it made you rap, dress, talk, that's what I'm buying. I'm buying all of those experiences and I want to cash in on them. Okay, that's the economics of it. And then you have the presence. For him, it just happened to happen now. Now, it's insensitive to say we want to own what you're going through, what you're feeling, and what's going to come out of it, because there's something, it creates something in an individual. And I think that he's just fortunate enough to be a person of influence, because imagine, forget economics, imagine no deal. and you go through this. And it matters to no one, and there's nothing that you can learn that no one's going to hear. So in a way, if I have to be, you know, the wrench in the mix is, obviously, rest in peace. Like, I wish it wouldn't happen to nobody, but when it happens to someone with influence, is it selfish of me to say you have a responsibility to bring awareness?
Not, because I think it's about perspective.
Because I feel like that's what people are going to say.
No, I feel like it's about perspective because it all depends on like what angle you're seeing it from, I would say, because I feel like that could be something you think, and then Tim could be like, nah, like that ain't but I respect all of the opinions of that because, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's a perspective.
I respect all the opinions, but it depends on the situation for me.
And that's how it is for me.
In this particular situation, yes, I think that it would be a little bit selfish because of the magnitude of what happened. He should not, he should not have to come back and talk about his experience of what he's going through right now if he doesn't want to.
If he doesn't feel
if
like
he doesn't want to.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like how Joe Budden is, like, forget y'all fans sometimes. Y'all fans don't care about nothing. Y'all just want content. What do they call it? COE, content over everything. Y'all want content. And
that's how I feel.
What happened is not to be made for content. Because to me, even if he gets back on the mic and he talks about his experience and he talks about what he's going through after losing his son and what he's learned and all this stuff, that to the consumer, that's content.
Yeah,
that's content to them.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's not something that should be made for content. If you don't want to. If he wants to, fine.
That's
fine.
exactly how I feel about
that's
it.
Fine.
That's exactly. It's like it shouldn't be a forceful thing. It's like I think it should just be natural. Like if he don't want to talk about it till 2 years, 5 years from now, like I think that should be okay. You know what I mean? Like it shouldn't be like, oh, he's back on the podcast. All right, let's wait to hear about it. Like,
and I feel like if you're a real fan of $1 Million Worth of Game, you will be okay if he decides to never talk about how he feels about this. You will be okay.
Because you got those people out there, honestly, if he not ready to talk about it, like they'll be like, what am I watching this for? And it's like, oh, you're sold on like trauma in people's lives. Like it's like people like that.
Yeah.
Like, and that's how certain people think. They like, I'm tuning in because I'm ready to see what he's about to say about it. And I don't know, I don't like that thought process. It's like, bro, that's what entertainment and consuming content has became for a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
nah, these topics be pissing me off, excuse my French, because it was just like it's just like the Jamie Foxx situation, yo.
Man.
Like people were demanding updates. Like what?
It's
and
exactly.
just to give backstory, so he was in the hospital. I think he had like something serious was going on with his health, and we didn't know like what was going on for a long time. And I think his daughter came out and said that, you know, he's fine and, you know, he's okay. He's in our care. People didn't believe it. They were demanding, thinking that she was lying, thinking, why are you lying to us? Like, where is he at? Like, how can you? What?
Yeah, bro. People
I don't understand. Like this whole content thing. Like I love where we've come as far as like how we've advanced with technology and social media and all that kind of stuff. But I think that people really need to like get out of social media sometimes.
Humanity
and
is lost, bro.
It's crazy.
It's lost, bro.
It's insane.
They think they're deserving of like
not deserving. They think that we're obligated to like. I'm not obligated to give you. I'm a very private person.
Exactly.
Like you're gonna see me post pictures of my wife, but you ain't gonna know what's going on in my relationship. Like I'm super. I believe in privacy.
Yeah, I was literally having this discussion recently, and it was a conversation of creativity and personal. So when people share their creativity or give their creativity, that's what the public can own, and that's what they can demand, criticize, and you know, do whatever. But the personal side is different, okay? And so sometimes the artists mix it up, and I'm going to use like Kanye, but there's other people who we have fallen in love with their artistry. But then they come to a point where they want to share their personal, and all of a sudden we're like, no, we don't want that. But once you give us that, it gets bundled up with their artistry. and then
it's like it comes with a package.
Then they want to choose yes and no.
Yeah.
But I think that there's a divide.
Yeah.
And I want to hear you do what what you do well, and not your personal life. And when you mix them, it gets lost.
I feel like people can give however much they want to give. But I don't feel like us as the consumers are like, oh, we demand that you just like give. Like, I don't like that. Like, and even with us talking about this topic, it's like we're talking about like artists and content creators, but it's like I'm cool with the content that they give us. But people have gotten so crazy that they want to go past. It's like they want to read people for filth. As far as content, it's like they want the good, bad, and the ugly always. Yeah. When it comes to the content, but it's like maybe that person don't want to give you
like
the
I'll
ugly.
tell you a funny one. Like Tom Cruise, like his movies, the Mission Impossible. I love him. Sorry, my throat. Like, I love those movies, and I like them in Top Gun and everything. But when he starts talking about Scientology and all his crazy stuff, I don't want to hear it. Like, that's not what I want. But he's trying to give us his personal life. I'm like, no, bro, that's for you.
Yeah. Some people want to hear that, though. Like, no, the people that are like into that. Some people.
But my theory is this: is that if he would have started off wanting to share that crazy part, then he said, "Oh, I want to be a celebrity that does movies," we wouldn't have accepted him. But it's a bait and switch. So he did the movies, he's this character, and then he says, now I want to share this, but I'm not interested in that. That's the personal. I'm interested in the like what his tool to share his talent.
Honestly, for me, I think it goes back to the conversation me and Tim had. I think we should just get almost to that place where we don't really know like celebrities' lives like that until they want to do like drop whatever content. It's like once it gets to us knowing like what's happening in their lives, it's like people are so invested, they want to know like every single detail of like people's lives. And I almost think it should go back to almost like artists being mysterious. Like, we don't know until they drop the content, like drop whatever music. I don't know, I almost felt like it was better that way. Like,
I agree with that. I agree with that. I think there does need to be more mystique. I think that's the reason why we look at Hove the way we look at Hove. Like, we don't know nothing about him and Beyonce. Like, we don't know nothing about them. And I think that's the way that it should be. But at the same time, a lot of the artists that I listen to, they do talk about their personal life and their music, and I enjoy that and I love that. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I am now obligated to have everything that's going on in your life.
You think
you know what I'm saying? Just because you're sharing it with me doesn't mean that I can now be like, all right, like, you know, on the next album, I want you to talk about this, and you know, if you don't talk about this, then it's going to be a problem. Like, I just think people need to stay out. I believe that people need to stay out of people's business. I'm not in people's business. I'm not in people's business, and I don't understand why people are so invested in other people. Like, I believe in privacy. I think that we need to get back to a time of privacy. I think social media, people are too accessible. People put too much of their thoughts on social media, and it's so dumb to me that people do that. Yeah. And yeah, like, I don't know, man.
No, I didn't mean to bring this dark cloud, but it was just a thought like that I had. I'm like, I just kind of missed like that mystique now. Yeah. Like, it's like,
I think we're gonna get back into it in this day and age. Like, and I know people are getting tired of the whole AI conversation, but the AI conversation right now for celebrities, people that are influencers, is that that AI doesn't have a right to everything they've ever created, right?
Right.
So now, like, when you talk about sampling and stuff, the musicians have been fighting for that, and no one has listened, and they didn't even care. No, it's just a piece. It's just okay. Well, now it just went to, you know, to a hyper extreme that every voice, picture, anything that someone has wrote, someone's trying to take.
What I was about to get into.
But it's sampling.
That's demonic. I don't care.
No, but it's the sampling of people's work that's happening, and people aren't liking it. And now they're suing these companies and saying, no, you can't take my voice or my speeches and create whatever you want. I have a right to it. And so, because we've been so willing to put everything online up to now, I think that people are going to be more private because they don't want to play that game. They don't want to put it out there. So, as I was thinking, how is this going to look? And I was thinking of people that design stuff or write papers. And typically you would write it, send it, post it, share it, and all of a sudden now it's part of the whole thing, and AI can take it, can take your idea. So the days of writing something or typing something on a hard drive and showing you on my laptop, like let's have a meeting, here's what I created for you, I think that's coming back. I think that something that exists only with you and who you share it with is coming back, because AI is disrupting it so much. And so when you're talking about people being more private, I think we're going to be forced to be more private, because if you're not, you're literally going to be giving your whole, any work that you have done away for free, and there's going to be no way for you to stop it. Before there has been until now.
No, I absolutely believe that, because they're saying now with the AI, like they could take your actual voice and make it like,
not too much on AI.
Yeah, like I'm just saying they can take your voice and like almost like they could take my voice and make it like I'm calling you. Yeah, and that, you would actually think it's actually me.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Saying that like there's something going on with me and it ain't even me.
No, but here's the catch. Is they're asking celebrities to come in and sample their voice. So they're saying, here's a script, read these 20 lines, and then we want to own everything we do with that for the rest of life.
I don't care how deep we get into music.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear no AI music. I want to hear the person for real. I don't think I'll ever be that invested. Like,
do we think that when it comes to music though, or any type of creative anything, do you think? Because I definitely think that AI is dangerous. It's something that can definitely disrupt several industries. But if you're somebody who is creative, like let's take Nezzy for example, like I don't think there's ever going to be an AI that's going to be able to copy Nezzy, because she does everything herself. She's a creative herself. Like an AI can't
copy that.
AI can't do what Nezzy does. So do you guys think that AI is going to force people to now be more creative and be
you almost have no choice. Like, like if you want to get into like that creative bag or that owning or that just I almost feel like that's almost inevitable. Like you almost got to find the creativity.
So you know what that makes me think? It really makes me think that when I think of AI, when it comes to, because at first people were talking about it in association with hip hop. When I think of AI and hip hop together, I think it's going to change hip hop in a way where we might be in another era where we're gonna get rappers that are actually gonna like rap again. And I'm not saying that rappers aren't rapping now; they are rapping now. But I'm talking about like it's cool to be a J. Cole. It's cool to be a kid. We're not just gonna have like Kendrick, Drake, and J. Cole anymore. It's gonna be a lot of young artists that are like rapping. Because I feel like a lot of the music that comes out now, it's easy for it. It's a damn near already AI.
To keep it
honest, it's already AI basically. So like when I think of AI, I think it's definitely dangerous. There's definitely more negatives to it, but it can also have some positives to it, to be honest.
I believe that too. I just think it's a realm of where it gets like so dangerous. You like, okay, this is turning a little demonic. I can't. Yeah, this is getting a little scary. Like,
the fact that they're able to create, like they can literally create an artist out of nowhere now. This dude, person, persona, personality, everything can exist from they say nothing. But my thing is it comes from somewhere. Like it's sampling. All it is, AI is literally sampling to the billionth degree. That's all it is. And so there's going to be, I think, a lot of ownership battles and stuff. Okay. And so I want to make a prediction on the pod. I want to get y'all just a quick take on it, and then we'll just cut this AI, because I know people are like, what, doing the photos, doing the voice, and AI is bigger than that when you talk business. Okay. But so right now AI is taking from what we've put on the internet, and it's coming up with all kinds of stuff. Okay. So if you put, how do I make a cake? And it'll take Martha Stewart's ways of making a cake and just make it better, reword a few things based on what's already out in the internet. I feel like what's coming is that there's going to be systems and there's going to be people that put an opposite approach, a different voice. So there'll be a fake Martha Stewart out there that's going to flood the internet. So whenever AI tries to create something, it's having to fight between what's real, because before AI, everything was more authentic per se, and then there's going to be an opposite fight of me saying, I want to put this fake stuff out there that doesn't line up with this so the AI can't figure out who I am. And imagine that, that when you release an album, you release 2. You release 1, and it's in order in the way you did, and then you scramble it and you make another one so the AI can have a fight and say, no, I can't really, I don't know what this is. It's just gonna get crazy.
Yeah, that's to me, that's where it starts to get a little bit like dangerous. I'm like, yeah, like it's getting in the realm. That's why I think the basis of this conversation, of the whole conversation, is like, for me, it's just like humanity. Like, people need to get back to being more human. Like,
that's all I was gonna say.
That's literally like, I'm like, like technology is cool.
Yeah.
All of this is cool. Like, being into artists and all of that is cool. But I'd be like, we gotta get back to like humanity and like the essentials of life, and picking the book back up again, writing again, like, you know, like, but being creative again.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like Barnes and Nobles, you know, they shut down in a lot of places. You know, Borders books went away.
Yeah.
They're gonna come back.
Yeah.
Because that's the, like, if they release like audio books and books, digital books, I think they're gonna reduce it, because people are gonna say, no. I needed to be out for 2-3 years, just hard copy, because I don't want AI to own it.
Exactly.
And it's, I mean, that's what I would do. You know what I mean? Or CDs, or, you know, I know it sounds funny, tapes and CDs.
Tapes and CDs.
Say, I don't want nothing digital for the next 5 years. I want to release this, and you got to go buy it again. Like, you talk about bringing back stores and CDs. It would make sense to me.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I just feel like we need to get back to just humanity, you know what I mean? Like,
I do feel like we still have a little bit of power though, because they did try to I think it was last year, they tried to roll out this AI rapper. I don't know if y'all saw it. It was an AI rapper. It was like a white rapper with braids.
Yeah.
And they ended up scrapping it because we, being the society that we are, we decided that we wanted to cancel this AI rapper, and they ended up like getting rid of it. So like, I feel like if, you know, AI, it's not immune to cancel culture. So we can still, if we can still cancel an artificial intelligence, then you know what I'm saying? We can still like,
give us some pushback. We can
figure some things out. We can figure this out. Just give us some time.
We give us some pushback. We like somebody doing something. We like, no, that ain't it. Like, you know what I mean?
And really, like, us talking right here, this is the best fight against AI.
Yeah.
Because it's me talking to you, and we're picking from our brain. Like, this is great, man. Anyways, I'm done with AI for today. Are you done? Anything else? I'm gonna give y'all one more chance.
I just want to shout out to Allen Iverson, one of the greatest NBA players of all time.
I miss when AI was just
like how Jay-Z said, the only Christopher we acknowledge is Wallace. The only AI that we acknowledge is Allen Iverson.
No,
know what I'm saying?
That's big facts.
Shout out to Allen Iverson.
I hope he has some kind of like rights to that, you know, maybe.
For real. No, he needs to like really like bring them in and be like, yo,
you owe me some money.
Yo,
that's what I'm saying.
One of my basketball heroes. Yes, the real AI. That's the real AI. That's the real AI.
So the Book of Hove, a celebration of the life and work of Sean Jay-Z Carter, is in New York at the Brooklyn Library. It's an exhibition about Jay-Z's life.
Can we just like can we just like have a moment of silence for this? Respect.
Oh man.
What other like just think about like when Jay first started,
man,
in '96, or even before that when he was running around with Big Daddy Kane and he was rapping all fast and stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
I wonder if any like Wu-Tang, Nas, like any of them ever like in the beginning thought that this is where it could go, because in the beginning they told us that hip hop wasn't going to be around for 5 years or whatever, and we're here 50 years later. Year 50, and a rapper who you guys said was not going to be here has a museum with his lyrics on the wall. They have the dopest thing that I saw about that. So it's like an actual exhibition where you can go and you can see the studio that they recorded like the Black Album in. It's like Baseline Studios. Crazy, Baseline Studios in New York was where a lot of classic hip hop albums were recorded at. They had they had like little statues of the little what was the little thing that was in the story of OJ, the little character.
Oh yeah.
They had that. And you know, when I was looking at it, I just thought it was so dope to see like all the people come together that were like real instrumental in Jay-Z's career. Like Guru. Shout out to Guru. That's his engineer. He's been there since like day one. Just Blaze. Ty, which is his friend, Emery Jones, like all of these people. Like we talked about this briefly last time whenever we were talking about like what goes into being the GOAT. Jay-Z did bring all the people that he came in with him, and like even like it was cool to see like Memphis Bleak, like Memphis Bleak still being there is insane to me. But no, what I took away from that was it's 50 years of hip hop. Y'all told us that hip hop wasn't going to be around, and now we have someone that has a museum. And it's showing his life.
Yeah, I think it's just a testament to just the hard work and all the stuff that he's done. Because when we had the GOAT conversation, he's brought all his people with him. He's elevated people. He's been nonstop working when it came to music. He's helped like certain artists perform at the Super Bowl. Like it's so many doors that he opened that wouldn't have been open without like his discussions and talks and his presence. Like, so just to see a museum is like, that's probably nothing he would have thought like as a kid that would be here in existence to this day. Like it's gonna be here like after he's gone. Like I think that's the whole legacy, is like to leave something like that. I mean, for everybody it's not gonna be that big, but it's just like for him it's like, it's like it's you in the history books pretty much.
I think the path of like of hip hop artists hasn't been extended this long. Like, I mean, obviously there's veterans right now. You know, when you think of like Jay-Z, like Nas, like even Usher, like these are old school guys that have been around a long time, and this is the first time that we're seeing what's possible. Okay, and so some of the things that are possible is owning record labels, owning real estate, owning huge yachts, you know, owning music festivals, things that before hip-hop, basketball teams, football teams, before this time, some other people, other businesses owned that. All we wanted was the image of hip-hop artists, and they would come and go, and we would replace them as they go. And so it almost seems like Jay-Z is showing what is possible. And when you become an inspiration, like when you can look at a Picasso, one Picasso, and that Picasso inspires people, and people travel all around the world to see it, talk about it, study it, and is going to continue to live on and be worth like hundreds of millions of dollars. Like that's what he's doing. Like he's showing what it is to make it, and the longevity of an artist, you know, of hip hop. It's changing. I think he's changing. He's elevating it, and that's what I like, because of all this wanting to pop and show your money when you're young, and when you're that's important. But now it's time to start thinking about the future, longevity. What are you going to be? What are you going to do? And to me, this is an amazing show of that.
Longevity, legacy, all of that. That documentary gonna go crazy.
Yeah,
I that whole.
The whole, and I think that's the reason why we haven't gotten a Jay-Z documentary yet, because his story is still being written. And you know, this is a conversation that a lot of people have. Like, people always say that the only reason why we consider Jay to be one of the greatest is because of his business acumen, and I don't think that that's necessarily true. But if you do want to go off of that argument, we can get to it. Like, the business acumen came after the rap. Like the rap, like for him to be able to meet Obama, for him to be able to have this museum, for him to be able to have all these different business ventures that he had, it started with rap. And I think the most important thing about all of that is from the beginning of Jay-Z's career, he's been telling you the game. He's been telling you.
He always betted on himself.
Yes, he always betted on himself.
Like,
he came in the game with ownership.
Exactly.
He's been trying to tell you his entire career, this is how you do it. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, I don't like Jay-Z because all he raps about is his money. You're not listening right.
Nah, you're not really listening.
You're not listening right. Open up your ears. He's been telling you for years and years and years and years, this is the way that you do it. I am here now because of what I did in 96.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like rinse and repeat. He just did that and it just elevated. Like, so when they talk about Jay-Z, it's like, bro, he's literally been doing the same thing and it's just went higher and higher. Like, so yeah, I was like, yeah, they haven't been listening from the get-go. So it's literally a rinse and repeat cycle he's been doing, and every time it's just
and you know, I think it's going to be easy to criticize this, but he's the first to do it.
Oh yeah,
like at this level.
Oh yeah,
like that has to say something. That means that you're all we're doing is reacting because he's the first, and everyone's acting like no, it's because of this, it's not because of that. It doesn't matter. He's still the first. It doesn't go. It's not all thought out. It is literally his journey, his life, and I would say this to people who have something negative to say: that whatever you're doing at this moment, do it so well that they do an exhibition for you. Do it that well. When you think of like real estate agents and everything, and I'm the best. I don't care how best you are of it. When are they going to make an exhibition that people are going to talk about it all around the world? When you do that, it's because you've done something.
Oh yeah.
Very few. You know, Tom Brady, GOAT. Yeah. There ain't no exhibition about him. There ain't no. He ain't breaking no ground.
Yep.
It's nothing new. This is ground breaking. We're seeing it happen for the first time with an individual. He ain't even done yet.
No, he's not done. Nah, and the thing that I love about all of this is that, you know, I'm always down for a new Jay-Z album, but if I don't get another one, I'm cool. Like his catalog is cemented. But my favorite thing about all of this is he's in a position where I don't even have to release music unless I'm ready to make the kind of money that I think I should make off of giving y'all what I create, because I'm Jay-Z. I'm not going to acclimate myself to this streaming era and have y'all pay me 29 cents for my album when I can do things like come out with Magna Carta Holy Grail and team up with Samsung and sell them 1 million copies of my album and they pay me. I'm not going to give y'all my I'm Jay-Z. I'm not going to give y'all my album and put it on streaming services so y'all can stream it for a day and then tell me that it's trash. Yeah, like exactly. I'm not going to do that. Like he's in a position. This is why I say all the time, Jay-Z is the greatest rap. He may not be the greatest lyricist. I can name 10 rappers that are probably better than him lyrically, but he is the greatest rapper of all time. There is, like what you just said, there is no other rapper that has an exhibition. There is no rapper that has a museum that has their lyrics painted on the wall. Like nobody's doing what Jay-Z is doing.
That's facts. That's facts.
No one.
And so when someone comes out nowadays and they're doing it, they're making money and like selling out shows, signing huge deals, guess what? That's entry level now. Like there's no shortage of people who are talented. It is now you're on. What are you going to do from here on out? Like how are people really going to, why are you going to matter in 20 years and 30 years? What are you going to bring to this world? I hope I get to see it. If not, obviously I'll see it online. But I think it's, again, man, when I saw it, I was like, nice, man, nice. Like, will there ever be a podcaster that does that? Like, is there a podcasting at that level?
Possible. I feel like it's possible.
Think about how hard it is.
Yeah. It's going to take a lot of work.
It's going to take a lot of work.
It's going to take a lot of work.
We're still trying to figure out podcasting. That's why like it's still a new thing. And I think we do have some people that are in the forefront that I could definitely see that could happen with. But I think podcasting is new. We're trying to figure this out. Like there's so many things that we can do with podcast. We don't even know like what we can do with podcast. We don't know how far we could take it. Like we could have like a festival. You know, they have
That's
have like the Roots Festival where they have people. They have artists that come perform, but they also have like podcasts come and have like an audience that you can come see the artist perform, or you can go to the podcast. You want to hear him rap, or you want to hear him talk. Yeah. So I think there's stuff like that, but like we can get to a place where we can have a podcast festival. Joe Budden,
it's coming, bro.
Joe Budden opened up those doors whenever me and a couple of my friends a couple of years back went to see Joe Budden live. Here he was in Dallas. I can't remember what the venue was, but just being there and seeing that, I was like, man, like we're watching like if we go to a concert, we're at a podcast live.
So my boy Jay from the Rap Podcast, he literally I don't know when that happened, when Joe Budden came in and performed for his podcast. Well, he cuts hair and he cuts someone's hair. He goes to that event. He talks to Joe Budden. Joe Budden said, "Hey, nice haircut." Yeah. And my boy's dope. Like, "Yeah, man, Joe Budden gave me props on my haircutting skills." But I think you're talking about the same event. But anyway, so Jay-Z doing this, it's inspirational. From your perspective, how does it motivate you as far as like your talents and your gifts? What is it? Does it disrupt it and be like, man, I'll never get there, I should quit? Man, it's motivation. What can I do? What does it do when you see a story like this?
It's always motivation for me. It just shows like what black people can get through, what hip hop can get through. Like it just shows you, I don't know, it gives you just like almost like 10 different perspectives on how you can just break through the concrete. Like the roads that came from concrete, like by Tupac. Like when Tupac says that, like I almost feel like that's what Jay-Z is showing in the physical realm.
And the thing is he's been giving you that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always been inspired and motivated by Jay-Z. I mean, I go back to song lyrics. You know, I sell ice in the winter, I sell fire in hell. I am a hustler, baby. I sell water to a well. Like, come on. Like, what are we talking about right now? Like, he's been doing this. He's been giving you the game for years. So it's always been, I've never looked at I don't listen to Jay-Z's music and look at it as, oh, he's stunting on me, he's better than me, he's telling me that he's telling you can get what I have. This is what you have to do. You have to do this, and this to get it. It's going to take sacrifices, it's going to take hard work, but as long as you have the motivation, as long as you have good people around you that you can trust, as long as you know who you are, as long as you know where you come from and where you can go. You can get what I have. So it definitely motivates me. Like when I first saw, because I didn't even know what it was at first. I saw pictures of his lyrics being on the outside, but I didn't know that it was an entire exhibition. I just thought that they just put Jay-Z lyrics on a building.
That's what I thought too.
I was like, this is kind of weird. But then I saw where they recreated Baseline Studios, and I was like, oh, this is like a whole like museum type of thing. Y'all know how I feel, man. Jay is the GOAT. He's the GOAT, and he's giving everybody the blueprint. We have J. Cole because of Jay. We have Kanye because of Jay. Def Jam has Rockefeller, like all of those, you know, the Rockefeller Def Jam split and all that kind of stuff. Like that's all history. Like that all happened. Dame Dash, he would not have been able to do that without Dame Dash. I know them two are not like on the same page right now, but I want to salute to Dame Dash because I listen to Dame Dash a lot.
Man, I love Dame
a lot.
Dash,
he's very, very influential still all these years later. And it's great to see. It's great to see that Jay is still here all these years later, still relevant. People still talk about him. People still want Jay-Z verses. He's still rapping at a high level. I never want people to forget all this business stuff is great, but Jay-Z is still a great rapper. He's a great lyricist. He is an elite rapper. He raps his ass off. Excuse my French. Jay,
it all came from rap.
Yes.
Like
it just shows you where you can go, like the avenues it can open.
Even Nas, Nas with his I had posted something yesterday about the Magic 2 album, and you know he's made a lot of money off of investments. He invested in that ring, the ring that you put on the front of your door. And he made a whole lot of money off of that. So he's good. He's good. He's set. So the fact that we've gotten 5 albums out of him in the past 2 years, he's strictly doing it because he loves hip hop, and I love that. I love that I'm alive to be able to witness this. So salute to them, legends.
Well, guys, it's been so great catching up, man. It's been too long. we're talking, guys. We're gonna try to do this a little more frequently, maybe not often, but this is definitely not the last time that we're gonna get together and just talk, man. And so to finish up today's pod, give me a final thought. What do you want to say to the people who are supporting us and watching us and they haven't seen us for a while, or just something positive you want to put out into the world? And then Taylorean, you go next, and then I'll close this thing down today.
Yeah, y'all know me, man. Self-love. Just continue to love yourself, believe in yourself. You can do anything that you set your mind to. There is no limitations. As long as you know who you are, you trust yourself, and you have good people around you, I feel like you can do anything that you set your mind to. There is nothing in the world that's out of reach. Just love yourself. And yeah, I appreciate Sam for having us here. It's always great whenever we come talk. I feel like we're all family at this point. So yeah, shout out to everybody out there. Peace and love.
And that was great, bro. I think for me, I just want everybody to just get back to being human beings. You know what I mean? Like, don't get so deep into technology that you just forget how to be human. Like, you know what I mean? Go out for a walk, take a nature walk, open a book, write, read. Like you said, love yourself, love God. I don't know, just be human some days. You know what I mean? Like, don't let the internet use it, but don't let it use you. I don't know. That's pretty much my message, man. This go around, but like Tim said, it's always an honor being here. Yeah, we family at this point, and yeah, love.
I have a funny saying. It's like, just, you know, when you eat a good steak, you ain't got to post it.
No, that's facts.
Yeah.
That's
facts. A little shade, but whatever.
I do need to work on that too. I ain't gonna lie.
No, I think with you take, you're like photogenic. Yeah. So you take pictures, and I can see that it's coming from a genuine place that you just want to put this out there. But there are people that it's different. You know, we're going to keep talking, so I don't want to get into that. Yeah. Salute.
Yeah, for sure.
Guys, thank y'all so much for tuning into the T&T-TFP CO-lab. We just talk about anything and everything. You know, it all comes from, like, the way that we were born and raised, and the way that the guys love hip-hop. I love hip-hop. I'm interested in other things. But we just kind of show y'all, like, what it is to have a conversation where we can all learn from, we can all connect. And guys, thank y'all so much for allowing me to be, you know, to come in here and talk. And I know I interrupt and everything. I do apologize. But y'all just say things. I just need to jump in and, you know, see and just dig in a little bit deeper.
Good conversation, man.
It's always great.
But we'll put in, you know, if you're sharing your any hashtags, or any handles or anything, just send it to me. I'll put it in the description below. Sure. These guys aren't done. They're recalibrating what they're gonna do and how they're gonna share their talent and their pod. And so we'll keep you updated here at the Failed Podcast. And so in the meantime, we're just gonna be collabing, seeing if we can bring y'all something fun and entertaining. And so thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see y'all on the next one.
For sure.
For sure. Peace.
Yes, sir.